Dr. Sanjay Panicker. I am a homeopathic doctor and I practice in Bangalore. I have 3 clinics in Bangalore. One is upcoming right now, and we're planning to spread in southern part of India for now. I have also been interested in innovation as, and I'm nice to meet, happy to meet you, sir. So I have been instrumental in finding out, discovering something, a technology by which we can deliver medicines to patients in remote areas by consulting in my system here in my clinic. So it's actually a vending machine which we upload with medicines, and whatever the prescription I prescribe, the patient can pick up from the machine which is placed at different remote locations, by which we could actually cut down on the cost of a real clinic and the rentals and the salaries and various other things. So this has helped my patients to reach out to me even in the middle of the night at any odd hours, and then consult me on the phone, and I could prescribe for the patient, and the patient could pick up from the nearest anytime medicine counter which was placed in different locations in Bangalore. So we are planning to we are looking at spreading this part of the technology aspect to see that patients in different places in the country and remote places can actually access the best doctors online and then reach out for getting the medicines in any part of the world. Maybe we plan to do this in this coming few years.
The of a company is totally different because you're talking about humanity, you're talking about life, servicing life, but it could be totally different in an entertainment industry where the mindset is totally different. So I'm going to, with these thoughts, I'm going to open this discussion for all our guests.
And, it was really, thought-provoking to hear both of you speak so beautifully about this. Though I'm not a businessman as such, I'm a doctor, and so I have not been too much into business yet. There are things in my profession which has made me to do whatever I have been doing. If you look at this topic, it's quite interesting to me because, as sir said, that about the startup. When we are a startup, we just want to somehow grow and grow from one clinic to the other. As in healthcare now, in homeopathy, we want to grow from one place to the other and increase the number of clinics that we have and leave our mark in that particular space. And then after a particular stage, we reach a stage where we want to have the profitability also from whatever we are doing, because we realize at some point, okay, we're growing, but maybe the profitability is not as good as what we thought it was. And that's when we realize and look back and try to find ways where we can improve our profitability. That's another stage in our business. I did not consider this as a business, but still I'm seeing that once I step into it, then everything that has to be measured in this particular growth and profitability. But of course, whatever I have done is only based on whatever value systems that we have cultivated from our upbringing with our parents, teachers, and all the spiritual backing that could be there in a person's life. So with all that, when we move forward, even though you may not be a very good businessman, things fall in place slowly without your knowledge. So what I understood is that if your desire to do something good is there, then everything that you do will move in that direction where you tend to grow. Nothing can stop you at that moment. So it's an ongoing process. Profitability and your growth of your organization is directly connected to what is your intent, as I said, about the why you want to do it. Now when one of my patients called me in the middle of the night, around 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, he called me and said that his child has got very high temperature. I know what medicine to give to that boy after speaking to the father. but I don't have any way by which I can make that child to get that medicine because I stay quite far from that place. This is when I thought, okay, so we should do something about it and the patient should be able to reach, get the medicines even if it is in the middle of the night. And we don't have, delivery boys and all at that time of the night. So that's when I thought of this ATM machine where we can have different places in the city where we can place the medicines and they can go and pick it up. So this concept has helped us so much during the COVID time when people were not ready to come to the clinics, and then we just had to consult them online and we could arrange the medicines to the patients during that time. And this, without my knowledge, without knowing that I'm actually getting into something bigger than what I thought, it just clicked so well that so many patients started using these ATM machines. Almost 50,000 patients, we have 50,000 plus patients. We have a record of having used the ATM machine in our Bangalore city. So it has really clicked so well during that time, and that's what I mean to say, that if your value systems and your intention, the why of your work, what you're doing, you call it business, you call it work, you call it whatever, automatically growth and profitability is a result of that. It's the result of that. You need not focus on profitability, you need not focus on growth. Of course, at the initial stages may be needed as certain, but it comes as a result of what is your intention. Yes, this is a very wonderful thought that you put into my mind. See, there are so many things which I am coming across in this panel discussion, which is making me to think what exactly is actually the, what is the undercurrent and how we are thinking and how we are getting things done. So, in this matter, I just remembered one story of a very famous gold company which was placed in Dubai, and it had its branches across the world. And the leader of this gold company, at some point of time, his company collapsed. What actually happened was, as the company grew, he could not keep an eye on what's actually happening in the background of his business. So after this, his entire business broke down. There was an interview which I happened to listen to. So they asked him what actually happened, and you were growing so well, and how come your business suddenly collapsed like this? So the person as such had a very good vision and he had very good value systems in place, but at some point the people that he hired were not in synchrony with whatever his thought process was. So, and when he said in his interview that even though we have the best ideas in place, best value systems in place, if we tend not to look upon our child, when he speaks about his business as his child, so if we don't look after the growth of our child, then you never know when the child will loiter and go out of your control. So it is as good as your business is almost like your child. And so I think you need to have an overview over whatever is happening, and now we have technology in our hand. Everything in the press of a button you can come to know. And if we don't do that, if we don't incorporate technology into your businesses, then your overview about your business goes down. And if you don't hire the right kind of people and don't hand over what your thought process is to the next people who are next in your line of job, somewhere you may lose your control over the entire business. At some very weak point, as I said, at some very weak point, you never know when your control over the business goes. 1 minute is enough. The whole thing what you have created can go down the drain. So this focus on whatever in entrepreneur's life is like every minute, every day is as good as important as what he has done from the day one of his business. So you have no day when you think that okay, everything is settled now, it's time to go party. Whatever party you might do, but this should be there in the back of your mind, like what is the purpose why you did this, and what is the purpose why your business is here, and what should be done so that you preserve that desire to do whatever you wanted to do. That's, I think, that's it.